Hello, hello, hello. My name is Joe.
And I'm Jordan.
And this is Double Trouble Features.
Hey, I'm not going to do my random voice that I usually do. I would just want round of applause. We made it a whole year.
You just wanted to fucking interrupt me?
I did. Yes. Yeah. Hey, guys. This is our final episode of the year, which is kind of crazy that we've been doing this for a year. We actually started practicing around this time.
I know, because we're perfectionists and we had to get some practice in first.
I just wanted to make sure, it's not going to be shit the first one. Yeah. I mean, the first one probably is shit. But
just a little dookie. Yeah. Just a little.
Yes, but thank you for all of those who've been sticking around. Thank you for people who have, tagged along on our journey of our first year. Hopefully our next year will be better and we'll have more things, more to come. And biggest thing, more consistent. Okay.
We're working on it. And that's the thing. You got to take these things in stride. You got to learn as you go.
Yes.
And we learned a lot.
Yeah. Also, if you just subscribe, like, comment, whatever, that will help the algorithm. And maybe we can make some money and then make this our full-time job.
And then, tell your friends.
Yes. Please tell your friends.
Girl, I love word of mouth.
Yes. But today's episode, we're doing the best of 2024
and a little bit of the worst.
Just a little bit of the worst.
Just a little taste of the worst.
Yeah. So let's get into it. All right. So before we get into all the best 2024 things, I want to talk about holiday stuff. We haven't talked about any Christmas or anything like that.
And 'tis a season. I haven't been feeling in the really holiday spirit lately. I didn't get my Christmas bonus. I feel like Clark Griswold right now.
Hey, you know what?
I didn't even get a Jelly a Month Club. In fact, they took more perks away. They took more perks away this year. God.
You're not feeling holly or jolly.
I'm not really in the holiday
and you're so
spirit.
red too, so you would think so. You would think that.
I did. Well, I did get my ass slapped by a big hairy Santa at Bear Bust a couple weeks back.
Did he give you a gift? Were you on the naughty or nice list? Okay.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
No, I was nice with Santa.
Okay, good.
The rest of the night, well, that's to be seen. But
okay, so what I wanted to do is I'm going to give you some classic movies. People love these kind of Christmas movies, and I want to do a blind ranking.
Okay.
All right.
This is exciting.
Yes. So, and this is all random. He does not know any of the movies that I'm going to pull out.
I have no idea, and I'm so excited.
Okay. We're going to go with this one. A Wonderful Life.
I'm not a fan of that movie, so I'm gonna have to rank it at the bottom, I guess. How many are there? We haven't.
There's 10. Oh, sorry.
10.
10.
Okay, I'm gonna have to rank that. I'll go 7. It's not
7.
It's not the worst, but I find that movie so boring. I get the warm, touchy feelings, but I just I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I think it needs to be remade at this point.
It's crazy that they haven't, but it's just such a
classic. It's I my ex-girlfriend, her family really liked it, and so we watched it multiple years, and I was just like, bro, this is not doing it for me.
It just doesn't scratch any kind of itch for me. I don't. I think you should. I think everyone should see it at least once.
Yes, I do think it is a good Christmas movie. I just don't think it's not the Christmas movie that I'm going to rewatch and rewatch. Okay. Next one, The Santa Claus.
Ooh,
Tim Allen.
I'm gonna go a good 5 on that one.
5. Okay,
I think I really like The Santa Claus. It's my brother-in-law's favorite holiday.
Oh, okay.
Shit. But I really like it. It's just not the top for me.
Okay. No, that's fine. I think it is. I think out of the Christmas movie, I do think it's kind of in the mid-range.
I like the Santa Claus 2 better.
I like Santa Claus 2. I actually like 3, to be honest.
With Martin Short?
Yes. I actually really like
interesting. And
his character.
And the plastic Santa, they show that plastic Santa ass. Santa just so horny.
It's duh. Okay. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh. I'm gonna go 4.
4. Okay.
I know a lot of people really love it. It's up there for me, but it's not.
It's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I have like a specific 3 for the top 3 in my head, and we just haven't gotten there.
We just haven't gotten there. Yeah, no, it's a great movie. I can watch that movie all the time. Okay, so we got that for 4. All right, as this thing does not cooperate with me at all. Sorry about that. Okay, so Polar Express.
Ooh, 10. I hate the Polar Express. I'm glad I moved.
No.
It's a Wonderful Life.
No. You and my wife do not like Polar Express. What?
A lot of people don't like Polar Express.
It's such a great movie.
In what way?
In every for my wife thinks it's creepy, like
Yes.
the animation.
Yes, it's awful.
But like for the animation for that time,
No.
it was actually really good.
No, because Shrek was coming out at the same time, so I disagree wholeheartedly.
Oh, it's better animated than Shrek.
Disagree.
Oh my!
Absolutely not.
Are you serious?
I am 1,000% serious. I think it looks cheap, creepy. I think Tom Hanks is a weird character. Who was that man living on the top of the stupid thing? Who was he? What was going on? And then we're sitting around doing all this stupid shit, and that stupid annoying kid with the glasses is just being a little pissant, and I'm just getting pissed the whole time. And I'm like, can we finally get to the fucking North Pole? No. We have to spend fucking most of the time dicking around on this goddamn train doing
that's
nothing.
the beauty of it.
Doing nothing.
That's the beauty of it.
The beauty of what? Nothing? Which is what the kid believed in.
adventure. It's adventure.
To sit on a train for hours at a time is adventurous to you?
Have you never done that?
I've done it. It's not adventurous.
I thought it was adventure kind of.
I went up and down the fucking coast all the time in California. On a train, and it was nice.
But you're going to the North Pole, like it's so exciting. Like,
but he didn't believe that.
okay. Anyway, so again, we got Polar Express at 10. It's a Wonderful Life at 7. We got Nightmare Before Christmas at 4. We have Santa Claus at 5. Okay. So next one, Home Alone.
I'm gonna go 6.
Ooh, okay. I'm not a Home Alone fan.
I like this. Well, first of all, I like this again. I like.
I
the
like
second
2
one.
better.
I
I do like 2.
I like 2
because
better.
your favorite characters in it,
but-
right?
Yes.
Oh, exactly what character I'm talking about.
Yeah, Tim Curry. Tim Curry is in the second one, and he's my favorite character in that movie. Thank you for bringing that up. And no one else.
Oh my god. No, I just think Home Alone is just not realistic at all, because in what God's name would you forget a kid? And then second of all, I just felt like what crooks could not just defend the house.
Also, like CPS.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like,
why is she not in trouble after this?
Like, I remember when he like goes to like the grocery store and he's like buying groceries, and the lady's like, and I know that like he tricks the cops or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, no, and sure.
This was made in the what, 80s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No. Still,
I don't know.
People weren't that dumb in the 80s.
But at the end of the day, the biggest thing for me is it doesn't give me that like Christmas magic.
It doesn't feel Christmassy. Yeah, it doesn't feel Christmassy. Okay. All right. I think I already know what your top is. So we're just gonna say it. National Lampoons.
It's a little bit of a tie, but yeah, I would say that's up there. I would say that's definitely in the top 3. I would be very okay with that being number 1.
Is that what you want to say? Number 1?
Well, I don't know what's on the list.
You don't know what's on the list.
So I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go number 1 just because it's such it's just a staple in my family. Christmas Vacation. I don't know. That's just a family thing for me.
No, to be honest, it's like what people's number ones really dictate on what their parents really liked.
I think so.
And like, if your parents really like this, you grew up every year watching that movie. And here's the next one. Christmas Story.
Oh, 9.
Ooh, you didn't use 9. You don't like Christmas Story? That's like Christmas Story was we're watching this every year.
Yeah, no.
We're watching this every single year.
I don't give a fuck about that
The leg.
I don't give a fuck about that lamp. I don't give a fuck about a triple dog dare. I don't give a
Bro,
I don't give a fuck about a Smith and Wesson Remington Bolt action rifle, whatever. I don't give a fuck. That kid was annoying.
Oh my god.
No, that kid was
He was not annoying.
When I was a child, I found that child annoying.
You need soap in your mouth. That's what you need.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it, because my mom did that to me.
It's trauma.
And she used she used liquid soap. And if you don't know about my mom was a sick fuck.
Oh my god.
That's why
Liquid?
Why do you think I swear like a sailor now?
Oh my god. Okay, we have 2 left. Let me see. We got 1. We got 5. All right. Elf.
What spaces do I have?
You have 2, 3, and that's it.
Oh, fuck.
2 and 3. Elf.
I guess 3. These are not fun Christmas.
Do you
movies.
not like Elf?
I don't like Elf.
Oh my god. Okay, I kind of get why some people are starting to hate Elf, is because it's like the millennial obsession. Everybody's like upset, like, because like we grew up when Elf came out, and then like everybody that's like around our age loves Elf.
But I didn't like Elf back then. I don't like it now. Really? No, it's, for me, again, annoying characters. I find Buddy so annoying. I don't like Ralph. What is that the kid's name in Story, the Christmas Story?
Yeah.
Ralphie. I find them annoying people. Like,
Ralphie annoying?
As a child, he whines too much.
Oh my god!
I just want my BB gun, and that's I can't stand
a whiner.
I mean,
a yapper.
Takes one to know one.
You're a yapper.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So if somebody's going to be in the room complaining, it's going to be me. But no, I don't find Buddy the Elf fun. I just
really,
it's
a fun movie.
It just looks like us making fun of an autistic man.
It's
like, that's how it's always felt to me. Like, and
it legit is.
And Will Ferrell does that a lot.
He does it so well.
A lot. Yeah, I wouldn't say so well. But Will Ferrell is known to act like a simpleton for laughs, and it reads to me, it just doesn't read as funny.
Okay. Then your number 2 spot, The Grinch.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Yep, The Grinch. I think Grinch is my number 1. Grinch is by far Jim Carrey. I think the author of The Grinch, not Dr. Seuss. I think the original cartoon of The Grinch, they said that for you to have the rights and to cast this, it had to be these actors. It was either Robert Williams, Jim Carrey, oh my god, I'm blanking. He played Joker. Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
And I forgot who the other person was, but it was like between those 3. But now knowing that, like, don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey was amazing.
Yeah.
I think low-key deserves an Oscar. Like something.
Well,
the way he portrayed the Grinch was amazing.
The way he portrayed the Grinch, but also the fact that he had to go through CIA torture training for that role, because the application of the hair and the green paint took 8 hours. 8 hours to just apply everything. And so he's sitting there having people glue hair to his face and body for 8 hours. So that would drive anyone insane.
Yeah.
This is a fucking movie shoot, so it's for multiple days in a row. But it's interesting that you bring up the Seuss family, because like the Seuss family holds on to that IP with such reverence, and it's kind of nice because after the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike Myers,
yes.
Which
that's
such a good movie.
It's stupid. It's fun.
I watched it recently, and it was like, it was just so much fun. But after that movie, the Seuss family said, you will never make a live action movie out of Dr. Seuss again, and that's why it's been only animated since.
Yeah. True. But I like a lot of their new anime that I like the Lorax that came out.
I never saw it.
Good movie, actually, really good movie. I thought the animated Grinch, it was a good movie. Like not as good as Jim Carrey one.
Well, and that's the
but still
thing
good.
with Jim Carrey. That's a thing is, and I think this is what I need in a Christmas movie is it's those Christmas icons. You have Cindy Lou Who, you have Martha May Whovier,
Yeah.
you have the Christmas Roast
Yeah.
Beast, you have Max, you have all of these icons. And don't get me wrong, those other movies that I listed that like what I was talking about with Christmas Story, The Leg, the
Yeah.
Remington Bolt action rifle, the Triple Dog Dare, like all of these movies have these icons in them that just reverberate these emotions through us. And I think that's what really makes a good holiday movie, good Christmas movie. Obviously, my ranking is so partial. Like
Yeah.
but I hold by most of that most of that. If
Yeah.
I had to switch anything, I would take Elf and put it probably just above It's a Wonderful Life. And then move everything else up.
Yeah, one of my top 3 movies, not top 3, top 5 movies is not even on here. It's Jingle All the Way
Ooh.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger. When I tell you, and I literally just talked to my mom about this. When I tell you I wanted the toy that he was searching for the entire movie,
I mean, yeah.
my mom was like,
See, that's a good one. I would have put that above most of these.
my mom told me, she was like, you would not stop begging for that toy. And she said she called every store trying to figure, they just didn't sell it.
And when we were kids, like we didn't have high speed internet in our phone.
No.
And so like you couldn't like look it up. Like
or we didn't have like Temu or anything that just
No.
would make it just super quick and cheap. Like, I was like, why did they not make those toys? Because they would have made money. I would have had 5 of those things. I wanted the action figure so bad. Like my mom to the point was like annoyingly bad.
No, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of other Christmas movies that I grew up. So Four Christmases is a big one for my family.
Four Christmas is good.
I like that's an every
The
year
Holiday.
kind of thing. I'm not a big The Holiday fan. Oh, you want to know what else I really hate? What is that? Oh, now I'm blanking. Love
Actually.
Love Actually.
You don't hate Love Actually?
I hate
What?
that movie. Everyone in that movie is a terrorist. Like they perform crimes. Like Hugh Grant keeps calling that bitch fat. He's like, look at that chubby little girl. And then like, at the end they're like, oh, but we love each other. I'm like, you just called her fat for an hour and a half.
Hey.
And
Comedy.
then the only story I liked out of that one was the one where the woman she couldn't really speak English that well.
Oh yeah.
That was the only one where I was like, this is nice.
Have you seen This Christmas?
Yes.
I love
That's
This
the one
Christmas.
with Regina King
Yep.
and
Chris Brown.
I love This Christmas.
I love that's
Which she's like, where's my car? Look at the bottom of the LA River.
no.
When she
Also-
put the baby oil down and got that and I was like,
Oh my god.
no,
I play that soundtrack like every year. Every year I play that soundtrack.
That's such a good movie, but like I feel like very few. You know what Christmas movie I really like, but it's so stupid and bad, and I like it
What?
for a very specific reason. A Medea Christmas.
No.
It was so good. But here's a reason I really like it is because I did grow up on Tyler Perry movies,
Yeah.
but I also grew up on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. And when Larry the Cable Guy shows up in a Medea movie, bitch, that was my multiverse of
The
madness.
crossover
No,
that
I
we
was
needed.
and when they're just sitting there and they're just like riffing on each other, Tyler Perry and Larry the Cable Guy. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, because I saw that movie in theaters. I saw that movie in theaters. I saw that
Jesus
movie
Christ.
in theaters with Caitlin, and that's like her and my Christmas movie.
Oh
Like-
my God.
Like it's so good. But no, I do love Christmas movies.
Yeah, no, I do. To be crazy, I haven't seen one yet. But my wife's off next week, so that's what I'm
Haven't
gonna
seen
do.
one what?
Christmas movie.
Christmas movie? Oh, I watched I watched National Lampoon like on Thanksgiving.
My wife, she's watched the Hallmark Chiefs one.
So
She said that was terrible. Then she watched the new one that's based off of Taylor and Trav. And she said that's even worse.
So yes, so I with my I'm waiting for my sister. So like I'm good because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We watch shitty Christmas movies together over the holidays. Like that's our thing. So when I'm out there, like I have a full like roster of all the bad ones. I want to watch all of the Netflix ones because
They're just pumping them out.
well, they're pumping them out and they're all like in their own little universe, kind of connected.
Oh, they're connected?
Yeah. So in Hot Frosty, but loosely, like very loosely.
I would hope so.
But like in Hot Frosty, they were talking about it. She's like, oh, something about the Princess of Moldova or some shit.
Oh, okay.
And then like even you remember when she was like on the commercial and she's like, I went to high school with that girl, and it was another Netflix movie. It was doing it like a news report. It was
Okay.
It's
Not watching any of those Netflix ones.
I'm doing all of them. There's like one called The Merry Gentleman with Chad Michael Murray as a stripper.
Saw that. I did see that.
It looks good.
It's not.
Chad Michael Murray is in it, and my millennial boner is rock hard.
Okay, and on that note, please let us know what's your favorite holiday movies.
Yeah, tell me how bad I am.
Tell us how he did on his ranking.
Because I mean, I'll take
I don't
criticism.
think you did bad.
I don't think I did bad, but I know that a lot of people. That's the thing is there was no good way out of this.
Yeah, true.
Because
Either you do what they want,
'Cause if
you do, and then you hate yourself.
Yeah.
And then you do what you want.
But even
And
so,
then-
if I put Elf at the top and the Grinch at the bottom, then people would lose their fucking minds.
Yeah, true.
Either way, we're just gonna get the other half this time.
So yeah, let us know. What's some holiday movies that we should watch over the little break? Let us know. All right. Now we're at our time where we're going to talk about 2024 as a whole.
As a whole,
Joe.
as a whole.
But we're not going to talk about the best first. We're going to talk about the worst. We're going to give our top 2 worst movies of 2024. Joe, what's yours?
Okay, so we're gonna kick this off strong. I watched Craven over the weekend, and I really just feel like the Sonyverse in itself just wraps itself in the worst year, like fiscally, critically, even from people like us, audiences.
I do want to say I liked Venom Last Dance.
I think that Venom is the outlier in all of this.
Yes.
But here's the thing: these movies, they kind of take away from what makes these villains. Like
wait, who? They're villains to who?
Spider-Man. Yes.
Who's Spider-Man?
Wouldn't
know from any of these movies.
Wouldn't know. Not even like a cameo. And that's the thing that's crazy is when all that information leaked about like what they could have done, everyone's like, so you just chose to make dog shit movies.
Yes, I saw that.
Because they could have had Spider-Man in it the whole time. You know what? They just didn't want to pay Tom Holland his fee.
Yeah, because I saw they even thought about recasting Spider-Man, just making their own little Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But like, what it should have been was just villain, but they made their villains too good.
Yes.
Make them such in a good light.
Absolutely.
And you need to make them, hey, kind of good light, but then where they go dark, and then at the end somehow ties into why I don't like Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, just watching Craven, he was a good guy the whole movie.
No,
like
100.
yeah, he was an assassin, but he was like only killing people who were bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was just
Morbius is a good guy. There's nothing wrong with Morbius.
what are we doing? So yeah, I put that down. Madam Web was fun. I had a good time. Worst,
Web
but it's one of the
is-
worst fucking movies you've ever seen in your life.
It's so bad.
I recently watched like a couple like recaps just because I was like, was it as bad as I remember? And
you're
they were
like,
like,
yes.
yeah. Just the mouthing alone.
I've just never seen a movie where the mouths are off.
The
I've just
story-
never seen that.
I mean, what's really annoying about these movies is they took interesting concepts and interesting characters from comic books and then just changed so much about them.
It's crazy. You have a whole comic book series about some of these characters, and you just say, we're going to do our own thing.
And whatever.
Get rid of it.
You do. My worst movie that I Hated. I fucking hated this movie. It was awful. It was bad. The people in it, I did not feel the chemistry. The dialogue was stupid. It was trying to be way more self-referential than it was, which really just like beat the point. It was another industry jerk-off sesh where, oh, we're in the fucking Hollywood industry and we're in the industry and I'm a director. And this movie is The Fall Guy. I hated The Fall Guy.
So what'd you give The Fall Guy?
2.
I'll give it 4. I didn't think it was that good. I do agree with you that it just beat the hammer of like about stunt acting and stuff like that, which they do deserve their props and stuff like that. They don't get enough props. But I definitely agree with you that Ryan Gosling and what's her name?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, Emily Blunt. Their chemistry wasn't that great. Because like the way like I felt from Margot Robbie's and Ryan Gosling's chemistry, I felt that chemistry. Even like him and Emma from La La Land, Emma Stone, I felt that. Did not feel this one at all.
Well, and that's what's so like kind of weird about it, because in those, like even with like Barbie and all that, like it just wasn't. That wasn't a love story. The other one was, but it just didn't.
But yeah, just on camera, I felt their chemistry together, even if it wasn't a love story. With this one, I just felt like,
well,
like you said, I felt like the writing wasn't that great.
There's one part in the movie that like literally made my eyes roll, and that's not hard to do, but
that's not.
But she's sitting there and they're like talking about a scene. They're like, and what if this scene, in order to up the ante, we create a split screen, and then it goes into split screen, and that shit, it drives me
I can understand
up the wall. It's so self-aggrandizing.
It is. It was that kind of movie,
and so like it was. I hate those kinds of movies, and for that, it's my worst.
And what would you give the entire Sonyverse?
I would give as a whole,
yes,
3. I mean, it's just like. As
3, to be honest, if you just take out Venom, it's a 1.
Yes, exactly.
If you take Venom out, it's a 1.
Exactly.
Venom makes it a 3. Because it's terrible. My worst movies of the year. I like, this is my number 1 by far. It's The Instigators.
Yeah, I did watch it
on Apple TV Plus. Do not watch it. Like, don't watch it. It's a waste of time. Like, at least I felt like, Craven, Mountain Web, you kind of get a chuckle. At least in Fall Guys, there's some action.
Yeah.
At least there's just nothing in The Instigators. There's not good acting. There's not good dialogue. There's no real great action or anything. It's just a boring, You thought you were going to get Jack Harlow, more of it. He's just in it for the first 5 minutes, and I was just like, well, at least I get Matt Damon, Academy Award winner, Casey Affleck, Academy nominee. Nope, their worst acting job I've ever seen them do.
Yeah, I feel like that Boston bunch. You know who I'm talking about?
No,
I feel like
the Affleck brothers.
I just feel like they have been,
slipping.
Yeah,
terrible.
I mean, it's just like, and the stories are just so.
This story was just the most boring. What if a bank robbery goes wrong?
And how do you make that boring?
Thank you. It's and the thing is, I love a heist movie, and I'm okay with it going a little bit wrong. But don't set up the heist and then it goes wrong, and then the rest of the time, we're not even really addressing that the heist has gone wrong.
Which is crazy, because wasn't Matt Damon in like Ocean's 11 and all that?
Yes.
So then
he was.
What do we do? He's like, I can do it better and Boston.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible movie, but also a movie that I was excited for, and I think is the flop of the year. Is Joker. Joker 2. It's I think it's the biggest flop this year, of like not per se of like money wise, but like
the hype, and people were foaming at the mouth for this on both the fanboy and blue haired side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they were like, oh, it's Lady Gaga. There's going to be a musical. It's going to be some life injected into this, and the Nerdy Boys are just like happy that there's another jokey movie for the most part. They were a little pissed when they heard that Lady Gaga was going to be in a musical, but it didn't matter for either side because the movie fucking sucked.
It was terrible. It was not enjoyable. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, it's like the whole time I'm like telling him it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And then it's been like 2 hours. I'm like, nope. And then like just like Joker 1, you thought the end was going to be this huge big payoff that you're like, oh, makes sense. And then the ending happens and you're just like, oh wait, Lady Gaga, like Harley Quinn just rejects you. And then so like what is this all for?
And then you go back to jail.
And then you just go back to jail and then you just die. And so it's just like, if I spoiled it for you, it doesn't matter.
That was the part that really fucked me up and that really pissed me off. And now that we're getting into the spoiler of it all, God, I can finally say this. That ending pissed me the fuck off because what did we do all of this for? What were these past 2 movies even for? That he was inspiring the next Joker, or that this is as far as the Joker goes in this universe? It made no.
Don't know.
But we'll never know. And
I'm glad.
You know what? I don't want to fucking know.
I don't need it.
I'm gonna go home and watch Creature Commandos and have a good story for once.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I'm glad that's done. We can just move on to the James Gunn universe, which Superman trailer just came out. And so yeah, and Matt Reeves. I still need Matt Reeves to have his own little pocket of Gotham, you know. But yeah, tell us, is there any more worse, terrible movies out there? There probably definitely is. But
yeah, were these your favorites? Did we offend you?
But if you've seen The Instigators, don't tell me there's a worse movie than that. There's not. There's not.
Alrighty, we are done putting all of that negative energy into the universe. We're focusing on positivity and the best of the best. There's not going to be a worst TV shows because, to be honest, for both of us, if it was bad, we're just gonna stop watching it.
Yeah, so, I can't go through like 10 episodes of like terrible TV.
Yeah, like who am I? You want me to do that? Absolutely not.
No.
But I don't know, Jordan. Let's kick us off. What are some of your honorable mentions for this year? Not the best of the best, but just something that you think that people really need to know about.
Okay, guys, we got 5 TV shows that are gonna be our top, and just some can't make it. And so I just want to give out a shout out to my favorite cooking show that came out this year, Culinary Class Wars. Last time I think I gave it an 8. I gave it actually a 9 for the ending. The ending is great. Like it's really when I tell you they really stepped it up on Netflix, like stepped up the culinary competition game, they really did. Like I watched Tournament of Champions. Yeah. I watched, Hell's Kitchen. Master Chef. This one, when I tell you it's difficult, it's challenging. The bracket's huge, but it is also just the way people do things differently. They gave them so much creative freedom. Beautiful. The people actually enjoyed the people. I wish I was Korean and like I could I really knew,
really appreciate it.
Yeah, I really appreciated who these people were because again, if these were Bobby Flay, Guy, and oh Jesus, anybody else that's in America, I would be like, oh no, I know these people, like I really care. Mm-hmm. And so for these people I don't know, they don't again, it's dubbed, speak over the entire time. For me to really love and enjoy that kind of show, I think it did a great job. I give it a solid 9. Great. If you like cooking shows, which me and my wife love, watch it. Second honorable mention, this show pissed me off because A, it's too short. B, I had to wait each week to watch this show. And I wanted to binge this show all day, every day. And it brought back that nostalgia feeling. And I'm talking about X-Men 97. I give it a solid 9. It's a fantastic animated show. Love all the characters. Voice acting's on 10. But at the same time, it's a deep show. Yeah. It's not I'm thinking, damn. was these kid shows that deep back in the day? Like,
To be honest, a lot of them were.
I've always grasped the overarching theme of X-Men, and that's why I've always had it. Like, X-Men is like one of my favorite shows, especially as like a black man. But like, it's deep for an animated show, and so the only reason why I give it not a 10 is because I wish it just expanded just a little bit more. And by expand, I mean, like, give me like 10 more episodes. Like, I just needed 10 more episodes and like to fully hatch this out. But it's amazing. Fantastic. Watch it. What are your honorable mentions?
Okay, so as we all know, I am a reality TV show whore.
You are.
I like some trash reality TV shows. And one of my honorable mentions this year is something that changed my life, to be honest, and that is The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Are you Mormon now?
No, I now get a dirty Dr. Pepper at Sonic. That's how it changed my life.
What's that?
Swig?
Swig's here.
Oh yeah,
This is in KC.
In case you didn't, because I'm sure I've talked about it, the Garden of Eden was in Jackson County, Missouri.
Yeah, so now you can get your customized pop. Mm-hmm. Do they call it pop or soda?
I think they say soda. But no, this show, guys, there's just so much drama and people being mean for mean's sake. In a lot of reality TV shows, I feel like a lot of people are playing it very safe to ensure that they come out on the other side of the show, getting the brand deals, getting the stuff. Nobody wants to be the villain. No one wants a villain edit, but we all need a villain. And this show provides one of the best reality TV show villains, Whitney, because she is so strong in her convictions that she is correct. I don't give about right or wrong. She is just correct that she and these women have this beef, and then it spills over into TikTok which who knows where they're gonna go now, but
oh shit, that's true. They got a month.
they got a month. They got to figure it out. But although the Supreme Court said they will hear that case now. So,
but I think they're supposed to hear it after.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but so we'll see. But no, that just Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is just a great show. If you like trash TV, if you like reality TV, even if you don't, if you're just interested in very complicated women going through actual everyday struggles, including being married to the worst men you could ever meet in your fucking life, who are immature, learning how to do things, just really going through it, this is a great show. Secondary, my second honorable mention, I have been watching the latest season of Outlander on Starz. Outlander is a fantastic show. If you haven't seen Outlander, watch it now. We're on the 7th season or some craziness, and it is so good. How they can maintain their chemistry over 7 seasons is wild to me, and I just don't really understand how they do it, but they do it so well. It's got a lot of love, a lot of action. It takes you through these historical moments that are just actually crazy. But what's really interesting about this season and why it's one of my honorable mentions is there is some messy gay throuple drama like nobody's seen. And it basically this guy is in love with the main guy, and obviously he's in love with his wife, and his wife's in love with him. And but him and the other guy, they didn't do stuff in the past, but they do have a very deep past,
history.
And so there's a lot of issues there going on, and I never thought that we would actually get this, but it got to the point where
after 7 seasons you're like, all right, what
could we possibly do? And they're sitting there and they're doing it.
What would Joe like this?
No, and it's perfect and great. So if you never watch Outlander, it's such a good show. And if you are watching or you're haven't started this new season yet, jump on it. John goes crazy. Fucking Jamie goes crazier, and Claire also goes crazy. Everyone goes crazy and gets a little gay. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. 4 categories tonight. We only got 3 categories. The first category we're going to talk about for TV shows is best animated / anime. We just wanted to separate those kind of out on their own. Mine is Arcane. Binged all of Arcane, loved every bit of it. And Joe watched Arcane.
I did watch Arcane. I watched it in like 3 days, guys. It is a really good show. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than it's like it gives for the only millennials are going to understand this, but it gives you that almost Avatar Last Airbender feeling, but elevated and more adult.
Yes.
And like way elevated and more adult, but it tackles a lot of similar issues within and has a lot of that same found family kind of vibe to it. And so it was right up my alley. You were right. What's crazy is you thought I was going to be hounding for Jace. Baby, Vander. Hey,
you know what?
And maybe I'm just a sucker for a dad.
Yeah.
But even when he goes through his little transformation, still would.
See, I forgot. You know what? You would be into the transformation.
Yeah.
But no, Arcane, 10 out of 10. It's fantastic.
I like pointy ears.
What's your favorite animated or an anime show?
So for this one, I chose one of your honorable mentions, which is X-Men 97.
Yes.
It is, like you said, you already gave such a good.
It was and when I tell you for Arcane, it was kind of a toss up.
It was. I'm sure. And the only reason that I feel that X-Men 97 for me is because Arcane has to do with a lot of class consciousness and dealing with a lot of that, but in X-Men 97 it has that, but then also that like added fervor of just absolute the word I'm looking for.
I think the part of like X-Men is just like it's based in the like our world is based in Earth, and the weight feels more like it feels there's more weight to it, and like the whole time you're like Magneto's right, but you feel justified of his actions,
and exactly, and that's why it is that's why that show is a 10 for me, is because there is so much the word I was looking for was discrimination. There's so much abject discrimination, and like I think what really fucks this show up a little is because it does show you a lot of like fears that marginalized people have, because we don't know when the government is going to just show up and decide that they're not cool with us anymore. Because they are doing it to certain marginalized people now, not to get political on Maine, but I'm not going to use any specific instances, but there are places all over the world where marginalized people are just getting gunned down, and it is scary and it is stressful, and this kind of gives a little bit of like
in a cartoon superhero fashion.
And it gives you like it gives you a little bit of that hope. It gives you, and I think that's why it is, because it is so grounded in a little bit of reality. That's why it hits so much harder for me.
No, I understand that,
and I'm so much more emotional about it because Magneto is right. And he's still being right, and it feels like he's gonna keep being right.
Okay, now we're gonna go into our top 3 shows of the year. Number 3 for me.
Wait, did we do the other one?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No?
Sorry. I forgot. My bad. Okay, the next category, because I feel like these should never be your top shows, but these are your favorite, best shows that you are watching weeks and weeks and weeks of. And this category is best competition show. That can be love, that can be just straight, that could be like Jeopardy, that could be whatever. Mine is Love Island USA season 6. It is a 10 out of 10. I don't care what anybody says. This was the best season of Love Island I've ever seen. And when I tell you there's just nothing but drama and drama and drama and drama and more drama and just forced drama. Like, we're going to force it. And
exactly, like, because these characters, they kind of like try to, because everyone obviously tries to shy away from what's hard and what's scary.
Yes.
And these producers said, you're going to look at what's hard and what's scary, you're going to talk about it, and then we're going to punish you for it.
But then I think...
But it did make them better people.
I think a lot of these characters, especially at the beginning, just didn't care.
No.
They're like, no, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And you're like, you made that decision? Did you not think at all? Nope. Kaylor's still not thinking. By the way, Kaylor and Kendall, I like as a couple. I like Kaylor and Kendall. Have you been seeing their TikToks lately together?
No.
Oh, I'll show you after this.
No, Learning Live, not official, right?
No, not official.
Okay.
No,
But they've just been hanging out.
They've been hanging out a lot.
She saw that video and she said, you know what?
She grabbed him and kissed him and stuff, and I was just like, I can see this. But also, hey, shout out PPG. PPG. But again, didn't realize that, Janae and Kenny would be my favorite couple after I
knew.
Yeah, you did. No, you did.
I knew. Because I saw that. I was like, that's actual love. Like, they actually love each other.
What's your top competition show?
My top competition show this year is Survivor Season 47. I just watched the finale last night. Guys, if you've never watched Survivor, there's 47 seasons. You have
Jesus Christ.
This is 47, 24 years, something like that. And here's the thing. I started watching Survivor when it first came out as like a kid.
Yeah.
And that was like a thing that we did as a family. Yeah. And I watched the Survivor finale last night with my parents because it was that good. And I told you I couldn't do podcasts tonight. Why? Because it was Survivor season finale.
Yeah. And I was like, fair.
And the thing about this show is you want to talk about forced drama and without the love, stick a bunch of people on an island and make them work together and against each other. And it's constant. And then there's also hidden immunity idols, advantages, stupid stuff that you can just go find, but it's like very difficult. And it's gotten to the point in the season because they've had to up the ante so much. Yeah. The challenges are insane. Like, I watch the challenges and I just say fuck that.
So would you say this is the best season of Survivor?
No. But I will say that this season gave me a reason to want to go back and rewatch all of them because I honestly couldn't tell you what the best season of Survivor was because there was a lot of spotty stuff.
What about better? Is it the best in like recent memory? You know, like in 2000s or
absolutely.
in the 20s?
Absolutely. So they call it the new era, right?
Yeah.
So they did a big switch during COVID because they needed to like do a bunch of other stuff, and they call it the new era of Survivor. And in this, there's a lot of different aspects to it. There's a lot of different gameplay, like the shot in the dark dice, which people like, you can, instead of voting, you can choose to roll a dice, and it's 5 sides say not safe and 1 side says safe, and if you roll your dice, you don't get a vote that night, but you might roll safe and not be able to go home. So like stuff like that came in, and like it's just, so with this season specifically is you had an incredible cast of characters. You had villains. Rome is the devil incarnate, and he is only an agent of chaos and made great TV. I hated him, made great TV.
Good.
And but like it really culminated in these people doing and achieving the game, because now we're in 47 seasons in.
Yeah.
People know and have so many strategies coming into this game, and these people are all super fans. They're all people who know this game, and they're all trying to do this crazy fucking stupid shit, and at the end of the day, the simplest gameplay wins, and the person with the cleanest gameplay won. Okay. And that's what made this so beautiful. If you have ever thought about it, just give Survivor a chance. I wouldn't say necessarily go all the way back to the beginning, but if you're like, yes, I want to do that, great. I would say just give this most recent season a chance and see if you like it. See if you like what's going on. See what's happening. There's a lot of fun, a lot of just great production, and I love Survivor. But this season was so good.
I can tell. I can tell. Okay, top 3. Our top 3 shows. In my third, I say Fallout. Fallout was a breath of fresh air in the like video game space. I thought Last of Us was amazing.
Yes.
But Fallout kind of brought a little bit of comedy, but also like, if you've ever played the Fallout video games, it's more of a gray kind of area, while this brought it more light. And it's a beautiful area. Beautiful scenes, but also very deep and dark, and also like, again, you're a sucker for, corporate, government, all that, and just how that just culminates. And like Fallout, when I tell you Fallout is definitely going to be up for every single award this year. It's deserved.
It's
well
really
deserved.
it's really fun, and you're never gonna be bored because they follow different characters around for a lot of it, and then they all kind of come together in the end, and it makes a really beautiful narrative story. And I think you said it perfectly. It kept some of that video game fun in it without it feeling cheesy.
Yeah,
and that's hard.
What's your third?
My third, I think I put Interview with the Vampire. All of the shows I put are 10s to me. Interview with the Vampire is one of the most beautiful revamping of a story that you've ever seen in your fucking life. It does take from the original movie and kind of puts it on its head and explains how the story actually should be told. And it's just... Guys, there's so much just blood and sex and tears and violence and love and anger and
more sex
and every and not as much sex in this season. The first season for sure. They're fighting a lot this season.
Who reminds you about it? Who reminds you?
Oh, Jordan did remind me about it because I fully thought that came out last year. The second season came out last year. It did not. I don't know why I thought that, but I was like, you're right. This is up there because it's so good, and the next season's gonna be even better, guys. It's
good,
and the new season's gonna be out on Netflix soon, so you'll be able to watch it soon.
Ooh. So this one was tough for my second, and if you know my second, then you're gonna know my first. But Joe, you still gotta watch the show. It's Shogun.
Okay.
Shogun it's like on every list I've seen for like the end of the year, it's like the number one show for everybody's list. And I'm not even trying, like it's my number 2, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, like I'm the prestigious one and I am with the critics. No, like it's
that good.
It's a fantastic, beautifully shot. You found actors that are just eating up every scene. There's twists and there's just emotion. Like there's just emotion of like just being a stranger into a brand new world, which is kind of like if you really think about it, it's like you think Japan's not a brand new world, but to this guy who's from England, it's or Spain. He's from Spain. This is all brand new.
No, it might as well be fucking Pandora.
Yes. And so just like how they all interact, the wars that are going on, and it's just like, hey, the shit that he is English. He hates Spanish. He's like, the war between you and your Spanish people, I don't care because I have my own problems in my own society. And it's just like Game of Thrones, but just in Japanese. And so when I tell you Shogun is amazing, it's top tier. I would say definitely in this decade, it's going to be in like people's top 10 shows of this decade.
Well, it depends on how well they do with season 2.
Hope they don't do, like, I really didn't need a season 2. What's your second?
My second this year, which you also reminded me of, is there was just a lot of
it's a great year for TV.
It was a great year for TV, and I was just putting a lot of top of mind stuff at first, and George just kept remembering. He's like, well, what about this? You really like this? I was like, you're right.
We've had 12 months.
I was like, you are correct. There you go. But this show just won a bunch of awards and Emmys. It is Hacks. Hacks is... So here's the thing. I just shat all over industry pieces, you Hollywood jerk-off sessions.
You literally just did.
But I don't feel like this is one of those because, one, it is actually a little different because it does get into more of the Vegas shit of things and, like, they go into those aspects and, like, what a hack would be. And so I did appreciate that, but it also had that new writer character, and I feel like those two and their chemistry is just fire, and their relationship is so mother-daughter.
Yeah.
And by that I mean it is so volatile. They go after each other's throats but have so much love for each other in the show, and you really do see it. And you just see these two women trying to find success after they've been just thrown in the gutter. And so there's 3 seasons. It's on Max. It's so good and so funny. You will chuckle.
And then my best season or my best show this year, it's Penguin. If it wasn't Shogun, it's Penguin. I think the difference between Shogun and Penguin is every episode of Penguin, I was like fiending for the next one.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Shogun, I would say is probably more artistically better. Like, I think it's better acting in Shogun. I think it's the pieces and everything like that. But I just think the story in Penguin is a little bit more captivating.
Yeah.
Because I'm a DC, like, I'm not a DC guy. I'm a comic book guy. I like that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I love me some gangster shit.
Yeah.
And like that's all I like. That appealed to me a little bit more. And they did it well. I didn't need Batman. I was so invested, and I love a villain and getting that kind of origin story of like, how does he turn, you know, he's already bad, but how does he turn into that super villain?
And this also comes full circle to what we were talking about earlier with the worst movies with the Sonyverse, because those were movies about villains that you showed what not to do.
Yeah.
This is the blueprint of what you should do if you're doing a villain movie like that or a villain show like that. This is the blueprint.
And then the very end, you have the bat signal. So it's like, oh shit, Batman. Oh, the thing that's drawn, the thing that I exist, the reason why I exist.
But even like, I really liked like Peacemaker. I know he's not like,
yeah,
he's like an anti-hero or whatever.
Yeah.
But I
originally tied to Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then even so in the show, Justice League came in at the end and all that stuff. So like, just like, don't treat us like we're stupid and pretend like nothing's there.
Yeah. What's your best show this year?
My best show this year, I just hopped onto recently. I didn't realize it was as good as it is, and it is very similar to Fallout, but I chose Silo. It's on Apple TV Plus. This a little bit of a theme with you know,
you just want to be an anarchist and you're just not.
I guess so. Like I mean, but aren't all millennials
I just want to live in peace.
There's a lot of establishmentarianism going on. But this show, first of all, Rebecca Ferguson could choke me.
Is this season over?
No, it's still going.
Okay.
So I think there's like a new episode tonight. It's still going, but I'm still gonna say best show because it's just everything. Every episode ups the stakes even more. Every episode you get to see a little bit more into what this world is, what's going on, and really understand what it would be like at that time if like you didn't have any kind of knowledge. Like they keep all history from these people. They don't know why they're in the silo, and they're slowly trying to figure it out, but there's so much that happens to get there and so much in this world. And I love a world with rules, like very specific.
But you want to break the rules.
Which is exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. That's why I like that's why I like this show, because I love a world with hard, rigid rules that get broken.
Okay.
And it's just so beautiful, and the character work and the society work and everything these people are doing is so good.
Me and my wife are about to actually start it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, so let us know what's your top shows this year. Did we miss any? And why is it Penguin, or is it Shogun, or is it Silo? Like, what is the best?
Or is it Interview with the Vampire? Please, y'all need to give it more of a chance. It's so good. All right, so we're done with the little screen. Now we're gonna move to the big screen.
Big boy.
Because isn't life just moving from screen to screen?
Big boy.
It kind of is. Isn't that sad?
Before we get into it, definitely would like to say this was a down year in movies.
It really was. And honestly, well, it was a down year for anything but horror.
Yeah. Sure.
So like the last one, we did have a little bit of a honorable mentions there. I chose these movies because it's just such a good year for horror, and I love them so much. Alien Romulus. Honestly,
Alien Romulus is a great movie.
It's one of my favorite. Like, I'm not kidding, Jordan. It's one of my favorite movies. I want to watch it all the time, and I tell myself to watch other stuff because I just want to watch Alien Romulus.
Yeah, isn't it on Hulu now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it is.
And
it's a great movie. No, it really is.
It's just.
What'd you give it?
It's just all I want. I gave it an 8.
Yeah.
That's why it's an honorable mention. I think it did everything I wanted for an Alien movie. It scratched my itch, but it didn't blow anything out of the water. It didn't change the universe, but it was such a good Alien movie. The second one I chose had a little bit of controversy due to AI rights, but I really do love this movie. Late Night with the Devil.
Watched it. Really fucking good movie.
It's a good fucking movie.
Really
and
good
it's
movie,
just
actually.
The way the story is told is just so interesting, seeing it from that late night perspective and what it would look like.
And it just gets creepier and creepier as the movie goes on.
And that's what I love a horror movie where it just builds and builds and builds and then gives you that.
But it doesn't feel like, I don't feel like we're just in build mode the whole time.
No.
Great movie actually. I actually, because I didn't rate it, because I didn't see it, I actually give it a solid 8.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie.
Fantastic movie. What about you? What are some of your honorable mentions?
Okay, honorable mention for me, Gladiator 2, great movie. Give it a solid 8. I just thought there was just a couple better movies out there. To be completely honest, I actually really love Gladiator.
I think being gay really helped my enjoyment of that movie.
I think Denzel's character in that movie is fantastic. He deserves an Oscar for his supporting role. But Joe, I literally need you to do this. Okay. My other honorable mention is Jamie Foxx. What happened? What happened was on Netflix. I didn't know if to put it on the TV show because it listed as a TV show on Netflix, but then it's like under movies like tearful movies. That was
tearful?
Yeah, that was the category. When I tell you, you really might cry, you actually will.
Oh
no, so like it's just Jamie Foxx talking about like what happened, like him being ill, and when I tell you, it is one of the most tear-jerking shows I've ever watched. Like, this man went through shit. Like, went through hell.
I thought this was like a stand-up special.
And that's what makes it beautiful. It's like he's telling the story, but it's still emotional because like it just recently happened.
Okay.
And so you feel that emotion through him because he's like, this is my first like public appearance.
Yeah.
And like he's telling the story, he's still making jokes, still doing his bits and still doing that, but still it's like you can tell that it's hard, it's nervous, it's nerve-wracking for him. It's a 10. Like the only reason I'm not like putting this like in my top because like it's to me it's not like a movie movie,
yeah.
But it's a 10. It got nominated for best stand-up for the Golden Globe. It definitely should win. And I highly recommend anybody and everybody. If you just know who Jamie Foxx is, just know, oh, I know the name. Watch it. It's fantastic. Part musical too, part comedy, part drama, like fantastic. Same kind of but we got other categories. So for Joe, kind of how to combine these categories because I know how much you love all of this. What is the best horror/comedy movie that you watched this year?
So I did choose a horror/comedy because for me, The Substance is a comedy.
It's technically a comedy under the Golden Globes.
The Substance, guys, if you have not seen The Substance, nothing can prepare you for what that is. I'm not going to say much more because I do want you to go in blind, but it is a great body horror movie.
Solid 8. It is a solid 8.
If stuff grosses out for you, I think I rated it a 10. I'm pretty sure everything I have on here is a 10.
You put an 8.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, 8. It was such a good movie. I can't even begin to explain. Go see it. There's gross stuff, but that's kind of what makes it fun.
And for my horror comedy movie, it's Deadpool. Deadpool and
Yeah.
Wolverine was the funniest movie I have seen in a minute. There was action, great action, but just Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman's chemistry is just top notch.
Yeah, that chemistry was good.
It was it was just stupid funny. I could watch it every day. I gave Deadpool and Wolverine a 9, and it's definitely my best comedy this year. Next category, favorite best animated or family movie that you watched.
So I was kind of disappointed this year with a lot of family animated. I haven't seen your selection, so I couldn't put it. I chose Inside Out 2 just because, to be honest, it feels like the best we got this year for what I've seen. I don't know. The animated genre this year just felt kind of lacking, or maybe they're saving it all for right now. Because I know Moana 2 is coming out. They just came out with The Wild Robot. I know that like there's other ones.
So Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic, I heard, has like an 88 Rotten Tomatoes.
And see,
right
like
now.
I probably would have chosen any of those movies if I had seen them yet, but I haven't. And so you guys get Inside Out 2, and I'm sorry about it.
So this is what my wife said. She said she puts Inside Out 2 as one of like her top 3-5 movies this year because, and I completely agree with her on this, the portrayal of anxiety. I have never seen a portrayal like that. And for people who don't have anxiety or don't like really experience something like that, it makes it more understandable and palatable for you to understand like what does anxiety really truly feel like. Because did you finish The Bear?
The Bear. Did I? I don't know.
So in The Bear, one of the characters is having like an actual panic attack and actually having anxiety on the final episode. And it's just like, for me, like, sorry guys, I don't have anxiety. Like that's just a fact in life. I don't have anxiety. But like watching her like kind of panic, it's like I can kind of understand. I was like, yeah, this is kind of, I can understand why you're stressed. But watching Inside Out 2, I actually was like, I looked at my wife. It's like, so is this how your brain feels?
Exactly what it's like.
I was like, oh, like, so like seeing anxiety, I understood that more than seeing an actual person just, have a
Going
real pain.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually interesting that you need a Disney movie to understand empathy.
Because I'm a kid. No, but not empathy, anxiety.
Okay. You don't know what empathy means. Which as a straight man,
Hold
great.
on.
Empathizing means you understand the feeling that they're going through.
Okay.
And the feeling is anxiety. But no, I do agree with a lot of what you said. Anxiety, like, I do think that it did give a very good interpretation of how that feels when you're going through it. I've had panic attacks. It sucks.
Yeah.
And you really do have to just like breathe through it. And it's fucking hard when you can't breathe.
Yeah.
But no, that's why I chose it as the top animated movie because, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of good this year, and this was a good one. I think I gave it a 7.
Yep, you guys 7. Okay. Next one. We're in our top 3.
I gotta look.
What's number 3 for you?
Number 3 for me. This just came out. I just watched it. I live, I laugh, I love Conclave. If you have any kind of religious trauma, specifically Catholic, watch this movie now. It's so good because it's just it starts off real slow and it's about basically Pope died. They got to find the next Pope. And honey, if you want drama, if you want messy bitches being messy, ask the cardinals at the Vatican because they will provide. And what was really interesting about it is because with this, they could bring in the cardinals from all over the world. You have cardinals from Kabul. You have cardinals from Africa. You have cardinals from America. And really seeing like where the Catholic Church is in all of this and how they want the Catholic Church to go.
Over the world.
And its influence over the world and what they want to see out of it, and watching these men of faith talk about these things, but then also get real and kind of come down to brass tacks.
Yeah.
So good. I give it an 8. Give it a shout. It might not be your cup of tea. It can be dry at times, but it picks up, and then once it picks up, it doesn't stop.
For me, my third best movie of the year, it's Civil War. I've talked about this show multiple times already. If you haven't seen Civil War, go see it. It's fantastic. Hopefully it doesn't happen in a couple weeks from now. But Civil War is a beautiful reality kind of show of like what would happen, or not show, but movie. What would happen if our country did say, hey, we're going to war.
What a civil war could look like.
And again, it's just like at the end of the day, it's like, well, what kind of American are you? Is scary. Of that thought.
Don't watch this movie as a date. I learned that lesson. It's not a fun date movie.
You went on a date to see this movie?
Yes, I did.
Oh no, no, not at all. What's your your second best?
Second best, I chose Gladiator.
Yeah.
For me, this movie, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's because I was a little more skeptical of it. I wasn't sure if they were gonna be able to create that magic again, and for me, it did, and it upped the ante with all these hot men. So like, just really scratched all of my itches. And I honestly do think that's why I like it a little bit more than you do, is because I'm just attracted to everyone in that cast. But it is a good movie. It is a good narrative story, and it is a good connector to the which I mean, okay, so Gladiator was my first R-rated movie when I was a kid.
Really?
I was like 6, 7, 8, something in there.
I thought you watched a bunch of scary movies.
Scary movies, but like PG-13 always.
Scream PG-13?
So any of those movies I had to watch on when it was on TV.
Oh yeah.
So
back in those days,
so
TV
that
edits.
No,
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
Back then my mom let me watch that's the thing is you could watch.
No, that's real. That's so real.
Your parents were more likely to let you watch it if it was on TV because they were gonna blur out the boobs. They weren't gonna have all the guts. It was it's
so real.
But Gladiator was my first R-rated put the DVD in movie. Watching that, it was so good.
I think mine was Matrix.
Oh, that's a good first R-rated movie.
Oh, fantastic.
But no, I think that's also the reason I have it rated so highly is because I do have such a
it's a fantastic
feeling
movie.
in my heart, and seeing it in the big screen, got it with the ground.
IMAX is the way to go.
When the ground is shaking and shit,
yes.
and you're just it's such a good movie.
My number 1 and 2 were hard. I'm not gonna lie.
How hard was it?
How hard was it?
Exactly.
But this movie's actually at the top of the list for a lot of people. A lot of critics and stuff like that. But it's my second. And I enjoyed it ever since. And literally as I was making my list, I talked to my wife about it. And I was like, didn't you really enjoy it? She's like, yeah, it was cool, but it's not that memorable. And I was just like, wait, what? The reason why I give Dune 2 as my second, not my first, is because you have to watch Dune 1 in order to understand and enjoy Dune 2. And it's not like Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 2, they're two separate things. This is literally part 2.
Yeah.
And I think without Dune 1, you do there's no way you get into Dune 2.
No, absolutely not.
And so for that sole reason,
I just find it so funny that this has been your mainstay throughout the year, because that movie came out in February or something.
It came out I think first week of February or last week of January.
And you've held to this Dune 2, and don't get me wrong, love the movie, great movie, but not in my top. And
I think you need to just rewatch it. It's fantastic.
Sure, maybe. But I just find it so interesting.
Dune 2 way over Gladiator. Not even close to me.
That's, you can have that.
No, but Dune 2 is an epic. It is a beautiful, it's shot beautifully. I thought Timothée Chalamet, I've always had my doubts on him. I'd never thought of him as a serious main character actor. And this, I was just like, okay, Timmy, I can see you.
And here's the thing. I'm like so over him, but I like him in Dune. I
Yes.
really do. I enjoy his performance in Dune. I think he does a great thing at it. But that's because Paul is a lifeless fuck, just like Timothée Chalamet.
Have you not seen his interviews that he's doing for this Bob Dylan movie?
Yes, and I hate every
You
single
hate
one.
them?
I
How do you hate
them.
Tim? Like he seems like a genuine good guy.
Wrong.
Okay. Anyway.
I don't know why you would think that. That's why he's doing this press tours, because he's not.
Okay. You know what? What do you think Zendaya's not a good person?
No, Zendaya's a great person.
Oh, but that's like one of her best friends. Do you think Tom Holland's not a good person?
I have bad friends.
No, you don't.
Yeah, they're sitting in the room with me.
No, you don't. We're coworkers, remember. But no, Dune 2, fantastic. Best epic, best action movie this year. It is.
Have you been watching Dune Prophecy?
No, I was going to wait for it all to be done. I heard it's not. It's just all right.
I really like it. I've
Okay.
been watching it, and I really like it. I've heard a lot of people being annoying about it, and I just don't get it.
Okay. Yeah, when it's done, that I was just going to binge it.
Okay,
through.
let me know how you feel.
I will. I'll probably after
I'm-
New Year. What's your top movie? Actually, not yours.
Ours.
Guys, top movie this year though is Wicked. It's
We just really had to hold space
that
for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. But like, guys, it really is that serious. Like, I don't know how to tell you, like, this made me want movie musicals back, and I know I am but I am kind of hit or miss with soundstage musicals. I think a lot of them look cheesy and gross and awful. I don't like Singing in the Rain. I know a lot of people do. Whatever.
really.
Yeah. This is such a perfect soundstage musical.
I to be honest, I don't even think that like the musical pieces is what like did it for me.
No, I wouldn't.
I think that like before this movie, Les Mis was my favorite musical movie. Not like Broadway show, but like actual movie.
Sure.
Les Mis, and the reason why is because I felt actual emotion from that movie.
You don't feel those often.
Never. And like especially like Anne Hathaway's like solo. Wicked brought that back.
Yeah.
I think what happened, that scene, the dancing scene, and then that solo tear that Cynthia had, like that sold it for me instantly. I felt the emotion. I felt the pain that Elfie was going through. I felt everything. I thought Ariana did an amazing job of playing Glinda. She killed it. It was funny. It was emotional. Again, I just had nothing bad to say about the movie. And plus, the singing is just fantastic.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, the scale is incredible. The the costuming. I'm just listing all of the details. It was this.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying when I'm like, this movie was obviously given so much budget and so many resources,
but also time.
And they gave the artists space to do what they need to do. The costumes look so good. The makeup was beautiful. The fucking sets, like, just because like every time there was a new scene, I was like in awe. And again, Wizard of Oz, once again, like, I guess this is the. Yeah, I watched that all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a integral part of my media literacy growing up, and like seeing that and just seeing a different interpretation. Because again, this was my first time seeing Wicked, and so seeing that different interpretation and really getting that scale and like that grandiose bravado of everything just thrown at you. And I was a theater kid, so it was like a little theater kid's wet dream. I just rejected it for so long because of theater kids.
But also, like, from my standpoint of like this being my favorite like Broadway musical, and then having such high hopes and it exceeding every bit of it, that's when I'm just like round of applause. Like,
and that's when you know you did a good job, because when the fans say you did a good job, that's how you know.
Yeah, no. So, hey, from Double Trouble Features, top movie of the year, is Wicked from both of us. We both agree Wicked is the top movie.
I mean, what else could it be? Other than
Dune 2.
the substance.
But
both about gross monsters.
yes. Okay, so this is our last show of the year. Tell us, what is your favorite movies this year? Favorite TV shows? Did we miss any? Also, we'll be back that first week of January. Somebody's going to go on a little vacation.
Yeah, so it might be the second week because I don't get back until like the 6th.
So yeah, sometime, whatever.
We will see you sometime in January.
Yeah, we're taking a break. We're taking now remember. We're taking 2 weeks off. There we go. So we'll be off 2 weeks. I know we've gone months without
It's
posting.
also crazy that Christmas is next week.
Yeah,
Does
I know.
it feel like Christmas is next week?
This episode is premiering on the week of Christmas.
Oh wow.
So
What a gift to you.
ooh, Christmas Eve. This is premiering on Christmas Eve. So anyway,
Open it up.
guys, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope all your New Year dreams come true. And I'm Jordan.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Double Trouble Features.